Hi, my name is Danica. I am not a content creator. I've dabbled a little bit here and there, done different things. I am mostly into astrology and that sort of thing, but I also love a creator named BJ. She has two different channels, That's a Prize Witness and BJ Investigates. And BJ was once the target of an HBO hit piece you may or may not have seen. It was supposedly regarding Bam Margera, but BJ was kind of the star of it. So it was definitely not worth watching because it was not very truthful and it was purposely made to make BJ look bad, which it didn't do for anybody who has any common sense and has watched BJ's videos. BJ put out a call to action about a girl you may have seen if you have frequented the YouTube channel Soft White Underbelly. She was promoted as a 13-year-old runaway. Some earlier versions of the video allegedly had the wording 13-year-olds. I'm going to be careful with my wording here. He prostitute. Not to laugh at that, but it's so silly how YouTube makes creators censor themselves when things like this, which I'm going to talk about, exist and there's no repercussions. So Nova is a now 15-year-old little girl that has been working in this industry, this S industry, for 2 years now, at least, that we know of. And she currently has an account. I'm not going to say what kind of account, but it is an account on a major social media network that is promoting and selling explicit content of this child. We don't know if Nova herself is the one putting this content online or if it's someone else. There have allegedly been people who have claimed to be her, what's a word I can use? Her male madam, you know? 50 Cent has a song about it where he spells the word out a lot. So it may or may not be her, but either way, it is illegal. It has been reported to numerous authorities by BJ, by numerous other people who have contacted their local authorities, their state authorities, the federal authorities to have this content removed because it is CSAM. And if you don't know what that is, it is child sexual assault. Don't say that word. Child sexual abuse material. And nothing has been done. Nothing has been done to remove this. It has been reported and it stays up. So we are going to react to BJ's video. She has said to go ahead and react to her videos. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing. My setup is very basic right now. Actually, it's not super basic. I have bits and pieces because I've wanted to do things like this before. I've wanted to make videos. I've made a couple. So this is going to be kind of my practice and bringing awareness to this situation that I think needs more awareness because it's disgusting. Nova needs help, and the adults around her have failed her over and over and over and over again. So let's go to BJ.
There's a child being exploited by adults and used for online content. And worse, she's being used for worse, actually.
I have sped this up a little bit.
Who are exploiting her also had a hand to play in making her become a, quote, famous child prostitute.
Disgusting.
critics of these behaviors are publicly mocked, harassed, and sometimes sexually. Please, nothing I say in this video should be taken as if it
This is just a reminder. This is about a child. People are sticking up for a child and they're being harassed.
is an accusation of a crime or an allegation of wrongdoing, especially against anybody in particular. Please do not contact anybody mentioned in this
Don't
video
contact
unless it is
anybody.
the appropriate
Don't
law
look
enforcement
up
authorities.
the material. Don't do it.
This video
I
is
haven't.
meant
Don't
to be
do
a public
it.
safety announcement involving what I genuinely believe to be a life and death situation, not only for Nova, a perpetually, consistently missing child named Renaya Moorhead, but also for, who knows, uncountable, innumerable other children.
And truly, this is a life or death situation. I mean, look at the girl who was just found in, her name is escaping me right now, but she was just found in the trunk of a vehicle. She was 14 years old. She wasn't even 15. She was found, I think, on her birthday, and they were reporting it as a 15-year-old girl. No, she was 14 because she had been there a while. This stuff happens, and there is a chance to save this little girl so that she doesn't end up in the same sort of situation as the other one. I really wish I remembered her name right now, but I can't. Sorry.
This morning, I saw something I never wanted to see. I saw something I did not consent to see. It was within trying to follow all the rules over here, child-related corn, I'll say, ography. Depicting this child in multiple sexual acts. Now, the time of the recording or the live streaming of this video, the videos.
I just want to say this video was streamed 11 days ago, and that material, as far as I know, as of yesterday when BJ was talking to Andy on Popcorn's Planet, this stuff was still up. Like I said, I have not looked for this stuff myself to confirm that it is still up. Even if it's not still up, this is a problem because Nova has said before herself that she's had Instagram accounts that kept being deleted because she was promoting her content. This is a problem and it is ongoing, and even if that stuff is removed, which I sincerely hope it has been by now, Nova needs help and nobody is helping her. And it just seems like the buck is being passed on and on and on, and nobody wants to take accountability. Nobody wants to take responsibility for this little girl. And I know, you know, so many people think 15-year-olds are not little girls, they're not grown. I'm saying this as a 34-year-old woman. 15 is a little girl. She's a little girl. She is 10 years away from having access to her full adult brain. She's 10 years away from that. She's a little girl. She can't be making these decisions, and no adult is helping her except for strangers on the internet who are trying to call for some attention to be given to this because it's not okay.
The material remains public, and it's just on a public social media website. Yes, I did report the content to the platform, and I'm going out of my way to try not to say the name of the platform because I do not want anybody to try and find it.
No.
But it's just a regular
Don't go look
social
for
media
it.
platform. It's not even something off-grid like, you know, Discord or something. It's just a social media platform. These videos have been up since September 17th.
September
So yes, I
17th.
did report them to the site. And as soon as I reported them to the platform, they disappeared to me. But I can still go to this social media profile and I can still see, you know, you reported this item. It doesn't say, you know, this was deleted. So I can't see it anymore, thank God. But it's still up. So for that reason, I'm going kind of out of my way not to say which platform it's on because I do not want a single another predator, creep, or freak to victimize this child.
No. And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. If you go search for this stuff, You're a part of the problem. Do not, under any circumstance, go look for it. Enough people have reported it now that if they were going to do something about it, it would have been done. So now, if you're searching it, if you're looking for it, if you just want to see, if you're just curious, no, you're a part of the problem. Do not victimize this little girl by going to look for that.
Yes. I also reported this to the authorities. I will actually be continuing to report this to more authorities. I'm going to keep reporting it until somebody does something about it. I reported it to
Thank you,
the National
BJ.
Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I made a written report. At some point in making the written report, it's like, it looks like, we could benefit from actually talking to you on the phone. Would you mind calling the hotline? And I did. I talked to somebody on the phone named Kristen for about 15 minutes. And I told her my understanding of the story. I told her the links. I told her the profiles.
Mm-hmm.
I also reported it to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Yes, I did.
Because we know how much the FBI cares about children, right? Release the Epstein files, by the way.
The child abuse tip line. Now, later in the video, I'm going to go through what I actually said to these tip lines as far as the written ones. So put a pin in that. This child, Nova, has been all but advertised by adults, including her own mother.
I mean, it's not even all but. She has been advertised by adults, including Mark Leta on his channel, Soft White Underbelly. He told everybody where they could find her. This 13-year-old runaway who was on Figueroa Street, which is a known S-trafficking, S-work location. He told people where to find her. He advertised her.
Including you.
While she was in a see-through top, by the way, which he said that he didn't realize that she was wearing a see-through top because he's not a breast man. Not because she's a 13-year-old little girl and he would never look at a little girl like that. But no, it's because he's not a breast man. He's more of a legs and ass man, according to him, when he was speaking to another frequent flyer on his show, his channel, Rebecca. He said that he's not a breast man. He didn't realize that this 13-year-old little girl had a see-through top on. So after people rightfully got upset with him, I actually reported the video myself because I liked his channel. I was a fan of his channel until I started recognizing that, oh, he's not doing this for good reasons. He's not, this isn't good. And then once I saw Nova and saw that she was wearing a see-through top at 13 years old on YouTube, I reported it and I unsubscribed, and I don't want to be a part of that. That's disgusting. But he later removed the video. He put the smallest amount of censoring on the video and then re-uploaded it and told his subscribers that if you wanted to see the uncensored version of this 13-year-old's little chest, you could pay for it. You could go on his, I think it's a Patreon, and you could receive access to the uncensored video. Tell me how that's legal. I just want to know, how is that legal?
YouTubers, grown men. Adam Grand Mason, 1622 of Nashua, with the No Jumper
Another
podcast.
one?
He himself, as well as the staff, hired staff or paid staff or whatever it is on that show. Talent, I don't know how they have their agreements set up, but the people working at the No Jumper or on the No Jumper, they've also discussed, to varying degrees of what I consider to be appropriateness, this child. Some calling her names such as fast and grown. Do with that information what you will.
Just because a little girl is doing grown activities does not mean she is grown. She's still a little girl, and she's being taken advantage of.
She's also really not only been talked about on this No Jumper, and I'm not talking about people that's just talking about her. I'm talking about this kind of like advertising, this kind of like normalizing, not criticism. Because when they have the advertising and the normalizing, then we have to have that counterbalanced with criticism. Because I'm not going to be able to let it stand that this is normal. This isn't
No,
normal.
it's not
abnormal.
normal.
It's degenerated, and I do not consent. In fact, and indeed, from where I'm sitting, it appears as though perhaps, I don't know, innocent until proven guilty, perhaps some criminal activities are going on. Okay.
Seems likely.
She's been advertised by adults, including her mother.
Mm-hmm.
She went on the Soft White Underbelly podcast, Mark Leta. She was, in my opinion, advertised as a, quote, 13-year-old runaway. That same channel on YouTube, Soft White Underbelly, has, or at least did have, videos called 13-year-old Stitute.
Yeah.
About other children. Now, to hear Mark Leta say it, his defense of himself is, this is really going on out here in the world. You people are just soft. You just want to live in your bubbles. You don't want to see what's really going out here in the world. And you know what, Mark? You're right. You are so freaking right. Because if what is going on out here in the real world is what I saw this morning with my own eyes, I cannot get it out of my mind. I did not consent to seeing that. I didn't want to see it. If I could have signed up to never see it, I would have. I don't want to see what's really going on in the so-called real world, because that's not going on in my world. I've worked very hard to build up a bubble, in fact and indeed. And now this child, I believe strongly, and I'm going to get into the reasons why I believe it in this video, her life is in danger. For more reasons and in more ways than one. And it has been exacerbated, in my opinion. In my opinion, it has been exacerbated multiple times over by these grown men who have put this child, starting at the age of 13, 14 years old, on their platforms with millions of subscribers. It has been exacerbated by that, in my opinion. They have thrust this child and her well-being onto the collective consciousness so that all of us have to deal with the turmoil and the trauma of living through this and watching this child and not being able to do anything. No authorities are doing anything as far as what we can see. Maybe they started to do something with a Rico, with a little Rico, the Hoovers, then her name starts getting thrown around and people are, in my opinion, threatening her. She better stay out the way for better days and better plays, or else she might get put in the dog kennel or whatever.
Yeah. Disgusting.
As soon as maybe somebody's about to try and do something about a little Hoover gang here and there, children are getting threatened openly.
Yeah. On the internet.
So the public
on camera
of this story starts around December something, 2023, when YouTuber and professional photographer Mark Leta with the Soft White Underbelly channel featured this child. She was advertised at the time, or I don't know. I mean, that's what, to me, it was advertising. He's a commercial.
Agreed, in my opinion.
That's how I see it. That he's objectifying his subjects, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Yep.
He might disagree with me. He's allowed to. This is my opinion. I'm allowed to have that.
Mm-hmm.
So 2023, Mark Leta posts this video, December. It's the end of the year, 2023, 13-year-old runaway. Now, in my memory, I feel like I originally saw it being called 13-year-old prostitute, but maybe not. Now, he posts this video up, millions of subscribers. The child is basically not, I would say basically naked. I would say basically. Mm-hmm. She was wearing little shorts, a little skirt, a little something, mini micro something skirt shorts. And she had on a little, a triangle type of bikini top. That was like mesh or net. It was see-through. You could see through it.
Yeah.
See through it. And the video came out and it was uncensored as far as the
Yes,
gist.
I need a bell.
No, people freaked out. Like the general public even was like, what? Whoa, hold on. This is too far, Mark, even for you, my God.
Yeah.
You couldn't have blurred that out. I mean, there was a big backlash.
Yeah.
In that first video, Mark discusses prostitution and S work with the child.
Mm-hmm.
He told viewers pretty much exactly where she could be found and located.
Yep.
What type of illegal services she offers. I mean, I'm calling them illegal because she's a child.
Yep.
I'm not saying Mark Leta did anything with her. I'm not saying he did anything illegal.
Right.
But he did discuss with her. I'm also not saying he didn't do anything illegal. I mean, I would like the authorities to investigate. However, I don't know because I wasn't there. He talked about some, in my opinion, very, very inappropriate things.
Agreed.
With this child.
Agreed.
In that video, and again, she's no top, like her top. She's wearing a top, but it's like see-through. Nova also said in the video that, in so many words, the reason that she was resorting to a life on the streets was because of her own mother, Tania. According to subsequent statements from Nova in different videos and different places elsewhere online, Tania is toxic. There's also video proof of them having a very difficult, tumultuous relationship. What appears to be Tania yelling, screaming, rage-fueled arguments between the two of them, wherein Tania can be heard calling Nova lots of names. We'll just leave it at that. But names that I would hope mothers wouldn't be calling their daughters.
No.
Now, in Mark's first 13-year-old runaway interview,
the things that I've heard Tania say about Nova are truly disturbing and disgusting. I have 2 kids myself. I don't have a daughter, but I have 2 sons. And I couldn't imagine saying anything among the caliber of what she was saying to Nova to my kids. I couldn't imagine having a child doing this sort of thing and being okay with it. It really seems like she's okay with it. She is asked, like, oh, do you like that she's, out doing this? And she goes, oh, no, I don't like it. Okay, but what are you doing to stop her? What are you doing to help her? Because from what I've heard, Tania has been doing the same sorts of things. She's been, legally, well, I don't know if it's legal, but at least she's an adult. But I have heard that she is an S worker or has been in the past, and that's great. S work is real work, but for adults. And as long as it's them making that decision and they're not being coerced, forced, don't say that word. As long as they're not being coerced, forced, or made to do things that they don't want to do, then yeah, it's the oldest profession in the world, right? But it needs to be in a way that is safe and that is adults only.
Review. He and Nova also discussed, P to the, I am big, what they were always talking about in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah, there you go.
PI. They're getting real strict out here with
The
what
50
we can
Cent
say.
song.
But they talked about that. Somehow they were allowed to talk about that over there on that video. They talked about prices. They talked about, why Nova didn't want to have any of the people in charge of getting her money and stuff. She's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Prices with a child.
So after extreme and immense public backlash against Mark Leta for posting the video of the child like that, all uncensored, he would eventually censor the video.
Yeah.
And perhaps even maybe
right.
re-upload it.
We talked about that.
I'm not even exactly sure. It's all a blur. It's all a vague blur to me. But suffice it to say, before the video was censored and taken down, thousands of people saw it on YouTube. There on YouTube. This was back 2023. Today, a version of that video still is up, but it has now been censored and blurred. A version of it. Nevertheless, thousands of people saw this first uncensored video on YouTube. Mark Leta would go on to interview this child several times. And even though he did eventually censor or blur out the public YouTube version of the video of the 13-year-old, he did re-upload the video for sale, on his private Patreon account, or I guess public, I don't know. Public, private, you have to pay. It's paywall, Patreon, or whatever it is. You can buy the video, from what I understand, to this very day, uncensored.
How is that okay?
Now, in my opinion, I would characterize that to be child sexual abuse material. In my opinion, and I would like the authorities to actually once and for all investigate and look into it. I don't know. Again, this is my opinion. In my opinion, don't think this is okay.
No.
I haven't thought it was okay since 2023 when I saw it. I didn't think it was okay before I saw it. And then today, what it has escalated to is now there's public child sexual abuse material of her engaging in unclothed acts that I did not consent to see, that I was subjected to today. I've reported them and they haven't been taken down from the site where I saw them.
It's disgusting.
Within weeks of Mark Leta publishing this video back in 2023, this child actually went missing. Now, for full context, Nova had already been characterized and publicized and advertised as a runaway. So she maybe had a history of running away already. I'm not saying this one video made her run away, but now she had been thrust into international global infamy in her pretty much full anatomy.
Yep.
So this adds a new level of complexity to the entire situation of her going missing, because now she's what? Famous, viral, whatever you want to call it. A worldwide audience is aware of her.
Yeah.
Her story.
She's recognizable.
Her home life. How she feels about certain things, where to find her or catch her. So maybe she went missing before she was publicized in the way that she was on the YouTube channel to thousands of people. In my opinion, commodified, exploited, in my opinion, and belief, which isn't a fact. It adds a new level of complexity. Okay, so soon after that first interview aired, her supposed biological mother, Tania, remember we heard about her? She does her own interview on Soft White Underbelly. Now, apparently, she might have already been on Soft White Underbelly before, but now that the 13-year-old runaway video has come out, now she wants to come on there. And I guess, what? Rehabilitate her reputation. After Nova, the 13-year-old runaway, quote, quote, according to the title, came on there and talked about her mom being, lesser than fit. So Tania comes on, the mom comes on and does her own interview. And we'll just say in that interview, she showed her true self. Okay, let's just call it that and move on. So fast forward to today, October 9th. Thursday, October 9th, 4:41 p.m.
It was October 21st when I'm recording this.
And the child, apparently, from what it appears, herself is now advertising child abuse material for sale on public social media platforms, including places like, and again, I'm going to name a big bucket of ones because I don't want anybody trying to look for this. It's truly traumatized me. I did not want to see it. I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
But she's using sites such as, or including, YouTube, X, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, some Telegram. Okay? She's using different aliases. And when I say she, I don't really know who's logging in to these accounts. So after I saw what I saw today, I reported it to the platform hours ago. Alarmingly, the account where the videos are posted, which again, I can no longer see because once I reported them, they disappeared from me. I cannot see them anymore. It just has a grayed out, blacked out, whatever. It just has a box where it used to be. It says you reported this. So I'm not looking at them and I'm trying to forget what I saw. Okay. But the account upon which it is posted has gained 100 subscribers or followers today. Since I saw it, at least 100 followers or subscribers, have been gained. That means that many people have followed the account where these public videos just are. And you should also know that including...
Just so upsetting. It's so upsetting. There's hundreds of people out there who are willing to support this, who are willing to view that material. That's so upsetting. And I mean, we all know that these people exist. But in a single day, she gets 100 new people.
Just having the videos on there, there's a bio section, and I'll get into that in a little while, or after this part. Now, this child was also interviewed and, in my opinion, advertised with her mother on another controversial YouTube channel called No Jumper, run by Adam 1622 Grand Mason of Nashua. No Jumper. He also hires people affiliated with alternative lifestyles, we'll put it at that. Perhaps varying intensities and degrees of legality and criminality. We'll leave it at that, innocent until proven guilty. But more than one former, whatever, affiliate, employee, I don't know what their employment contracts look like, but more than one has now been wrapped up in separate RICO indictments for gang stuff. Okay, separate ones. One's against the Big U, one's against the Hoovers. Okay. So sometime recently, again, I'm not going to give any specifics, to triangulate until this stuff's took down. But sometime within very recently, over the past couple days, we'll say, there was a social media post to a social media platform. We'll call that post A. It was a video. It was a vlog of sorts. In this particular social media post A, she advertised another social media handle from another social media platform. Again, think YouTube, think Snapchat, think Twitter, think X, think Instagram. These are normal on the surface things, right? This isn't like, oh, DM me on a Kick, come to Omegle. No, this was like, just a normal one that you would have a profile to or whatever, right? So I'm on platform A, looking at this thing she posted, and it's like, oh, go to this other place. This is the other place where I have a social media platform, and I'm, researching the case and all that. So I'm like, okay, what is that?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, BJ. Oh,
A go-to.
there we go. This is a cute stop. Uh, and the thing is about BJ, if you have not followed her, is that she has been on this topic for, I mean, I think years now. I think it started with Amanda Rabb, who is another, sorry, who was, because she is dead now. I don't like using the word passed away. She didn't pass away. She died. She died. After she was on Soft White Underbelly several times, she was recruited. Shh, Jackie. She was recruited by somebody who wanted to do an experimental therapy on her, and she died while in that person's care under a conservatorship. I'm not going to name that person's name because she is very litigious, and I don't need that kind of thing happening in my life. BJ has been on this for a long time. And so it's not abnormal that she would go and follow Nova's different social media accounts, that she would be looking into these things, because she's talked about Nova before, and she's talked about Tania before, and she's talked about Soft White Underbelly before.
To it. Social media post on platform B, social media post B on platform C or whatever, second platform. That's where the materials were. So she was using one platform to kind of advertise another platform, which unbeknownst to me, I had absolutely no way to know that videos or things like that were even allowed on this social media. I thought this stuff was like, oh, if it's reported, it gets taken down. Like, whoa, that's immediate took down.
It should be.
Apparently not. Apparently not. So I immediately reported it to the platform that B post was on. And like I said earlier, it made it disappear. And there was 3 different things on there. And I all 3 of them, I can describe as nothing else other than, child corn, if you know what I mean. And so I reported it to the platform itself. I began reporting to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children on the cyber tip line. I also called the tip line on the phone because the form I was filling out prompted me to do that. And I had about a 15-minute call with this representative named Kristen. Now, Adam Grandmason, 1622 of Nashua, the no jumper, he repeatedly interviews this child's mother and has her on the show. And the child, too, she came on there, too, to do an interview about, apparently, in my opinion, unlawful topics like gang-related violence, being a snitch on a gang, and prostitution. She's talking about these things. She's still, at this point, 15, on Adam Grandmason's show. From what I can see from the public view, and I don't know these people, no adults have stepped in to help this abused child, this child victim.
Exactly.
When I made critical comments about these behaviors, the No Jumper show cast said I should come to the studio and perform a Group S act on them, on the men in the room, instead of complaining about them. Lush.
What?
So that should give you an idea of their mindset.
Because she's speaking up about a little girl being taken advantage of. We'll just say that to skirt around the language rules. That's disgusting. That's misogynistic. That is truly deplorable, to be honest.
As of the time of the live stream I'm making right now, when I began it, the videos have not been removed. Nor has that original social media post A been removed. That eventually led me on the second social media page that, had that material. I have been making videos about this issue for years. I think I actually started making videos about it in 2023. Maybe it was 2024, but it was instantaneously when I saw that video, just put out there uncensored like that.
Yep.
It was not acceptable then, and it is not acceptable now, and I will not be gaslit. I will not be brainwashed into thinking it's acceptable, because it's not, and it just simply is not. Despite my making videos about this and trying to sound the alarm for years, so far it does not appear to have really helped in the slightest. In fact, I'm increasingly concerned more and more about Nova's health, safety, wellness, and well-being. In her recent videos and posts, she has been apparently engaging in what appears to be illegal and highly dangerous activities, in particular for someone her age. And this is not to shame Nova in the slightest. This isn't to blame her at all. She cannot be held responsible, even really like morally, ethically at all.
No, this isn't her fault. She's a little girl who, since 13 years old, has been exposed to this absolutely disgusting behavior from adults. And who knows what happened to her before she started going on all of these men's platforms who are exploiting her. What happened to her before? What happened to her when she was 12, when she was 11, when she was younger than that? We don't know. She's clearly not in a safe environment now, and I would venture to guess that she has never been in a safe environment, and that is truly disturbing.
She was brought up in this lifestyle, and I'm not sure she's ever seen anything different.
Right.
She said she used to live with her grandparents for a while, and she had a great life then, but as soon as her mom took over, she started going down the wrong path, and today, it's never too late for Nova. It's never too late to change her life around, but the sad reality is she is a child. She can't
needs
just run
help
away and start a new life. She has years to go before she's old enough legally to do that. And so for that reason, because she cannot really legally remove herself from the situation, even if she gets put in a group home, I mean, those are hit and miss on if you're going to get put somewhere might be worse than where you came from. And y'all know it's true.
Yep.
So there's not a whole lot of options for
How many
somebody like
stories
Nova.
are there
Especially
out
now,
there?
Nova has all these face tattoos. It's kind of hard for her to just go hop into somebody's foster home now. Like, people judge. That's why kids aren't supposed to be allowed to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
She's got tattoos on her neck, on her face. There's no hiding this. She's going to have a hard time distancing herself from this lifestyle, and as everyone does, as it is, if she were to decide one day she would like to do that. But now, to her detriment and at her expense, multiple adults, have made money or gotten clout or clicks or whatever currency it is by putting this child on. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am not sorry for talking about this story publicly, and I'm going to continue to do it. Anybody who says that what I am doing by raising awareness and rebuking this behavior that's been thrusted upon my timeline, that's been thrusted upon the front pages of accounts where all of your kids could be.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. Hello, look what's going on. And stuff's not even getting taken down. And again, I'm not even saying which platform. Okay. But I do find it to be interesting that Asmund Gold can't even read a Taylor Swift lyric without the highly advanced copyright system picking up on that.
Right.
Without the highly advanced copyright system, I play one David TikTok with a little David song overlaid over it, and UMG got my whole video blocked from
Celeste. That was her name. Celeste. She's the girl who was found in the trunk of David's car.
Playing in places. It's amazing how fast they can do that over truly fair use. But materials of
children,
child victims, advertising illegal. I hesitate to call it services. It's been up 12. It's been up since September 17th. I reported it like 7 in the morning or something early this morning. It's still up. It's 4:52.
Right. So we have algorithms that can like pick these things up, like a Taylor Swift lyric being spoken aloud or 3 seconds of a song. So we have those things that can just immediately remove content, but an actual report of something that is truly just so illegal, that stays up. Doesn't even like get taken down for like review or what? It just stays up. Why?
I've been crying. I'll get more into that after I get my little speech done. So none of this is to blame Nova. Please don't take it in that way. I don't think Nova should be given anything but understanding and love and respect, because those are the things that it very strongly appears to me she has never, ever had from the people who had a duty to her to provide that. But in her recent postings online, public postings, the ones not behind any paywalls, it appears to me as though she has been engaging in riskier, higher risk behaviors, more dangerous behaviors, and, no judgment at all, but criminal behaviors, which could get her in a lot more trouble.
Right.
She's got videos of herself doing what appear to me to be substances, 420, cough medicines, something from a balloon, driving a car all around when she's 15. I'm not sure
Yikes.
you're, able to do that in California. And I saw something today that I'm going to try to describe that really shook me to my core, and I'm going to be as vague as possible, but still getting the point across. So in a post, we'll say it was a video of sorts. Maybe it was a clip. Maybe it was a short. Maybe it was a story. It's bad, y'all. Nova's on the screen. She's got her phone or whatever. Nova's on screen. And there appears to be a male voice coming from just right off the screen. You can hear in the video or clip or whatever it is. And in the video, you can hear this male off screen propositioning Nova to do a certain act. She's a child, remember. This would be illegal. And she says, no, I don't want to do that act because it would hurt. So use your imagination on what that could be. And this apparent male voice from off the camera said, come on, what if I gave you $60?
Yeah, that's... Please, 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 please do whatever you can to bring awareness to this situation, because this little girl is being propositioned by grown men. There are just so few words that can describe how truly awful this is.
What if I gave you $60? It's like we saw 2 years ago what was being said about this little girl by adults. Ugh.
It's upsetting. It's really, truly upsetting.
We saw 2 years ago on Mark Leta Soft White Underbelly what was being said, how she was being described in the titles, how she was being talked about step by step. Each and every time that another adult puts this child out in this way to attempt to normalize it, to do anything other than criticize it and raise alarms, it has brought us into a situation where it has become normalized. There's whole swaths of, I don't know, people, demons, monsters, predators, who knows, could be bots online who are saying that this is just the culture.
It's a crime. It's a crime. That's a little girl.
Not only has she been doing more increasingly risky behaviors on her posts and her videos, not only the whole $60 for the horrendous, painful S act, not only that, but I believe her life is also in danger because adults continue to drag her name into a Crips gang affiliated criminal RICO racketeering case of child S trafficking. Now, importantly, Nova's name, her real name or government, no names of Nova in the public documents have been listed. If Nova is in any way related to this lawsuit, it would just say like minor victim 15 or something. Like it wouldn't say her name anyway. But there's adults that have now dragged her name into it, including her mom's name into it as well. And these adults have put her life in danger, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Whack 100? I'm talking to you, Unc. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to ATM Richie. What are y'all doing? Wake up. Wake up. Aunt Heffy, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
What does it take? What's it going to take? I had to see a naked little girl this morning on my timeline because it's been so normalized. I don't even pick it up no more.
Nope.
And all y'all have to say is, oh yeah, her and her snitch ass mama. That's all y'all have to say. And then whenever people come along to criticize it, we get harassed. Sexually, it gets defended because some kids is grown and
No, some kids are not grown. Some kids are not grown. They have been forced to put on an act of being grown, but they're still children. They're still children. Don't be confused about that. They're not grown. They have been forced to act like they have grown up, but they haven't. They're just traumatized children.
Grown adults have dragged this child's name into a Crips gang Hoover indictment as an alleged snitch. Adam 16 Graham Mason and Tania, Nova's mom, on the show, they had Nova come on to clear the air for the Crips, criminal Hoover Crips gang. The 15-year-old to clear the air that she ain't no snitch. Hello? Then we have the whole, what I believe to be threats, that she better stay out the way for better days and better plays by ATM Richie, who also went on Soft White Underbelly. And on that Soft White Underbelly interview 5 years ago or whatever, he said he's locked women up in kennels, made them eat cat food, all because they were renegades, all because they didn't want to have a pimp. Okay. This same man who said he's burned women, put cigarettes out on women, who he owned as, let's call it what it is for once, slaves. If you're in a freaking dog kennel getting burned with cigarettes and you can't leave, you're in a slavery situation, you're a hostage, you're a slave. Yes, you are.
Agreed.
You're enslaved.
Agreed.
So this man is now telling a 15-year-old, stay out the way. For better days and better plays, you better not snitch on the sex trafficking criminal gang. You better not. What is going on out here? Hello? Hello? What is it going to tell? Hello? I'm genuinely afraid for the life of this child. I'm actually scared for her life.
Yeah, I am too, which is why I'm making this.
I do not know what to do. I do not know what else needs to be done. I do not know what can be done other than the proper authorities getting involved, not only to help Nova, because she's been thrusted into global infamy. Everybody knows who she is now. They even said it on No Jumper one time. She's a famous child prostitute. A famous one. Makes her value go up, they were talking about.
Her value.
She's uniquely positioned because she is widely known. However, there's a whole lot of this going on. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay. All I can do is what I've done. I definitely think the proper authorities need to get involved, not only to help Nova, but what clearly, in my opinion, appears to be an infested hotbed of child abuse going on all up and down Skid Row and definitely Figueroa corridor. I do not know why or how grown men with millions of subscribers are even legally allowed to produce, manufacture, and distribute materials such as this. But like I said, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And sometimes even if you're allowed to do something, I don't know why on earth you would want to. So this is a call to action. I think the only way to make any difference here is to band together.
Yep.
We actually have to use those tip lines for the exact reason they were set up. We just have to. I'm seeing something and I'm saying something. I might not be able to control the outcome of this situation, and I might not be able to even control.
And I will say I'm not an American, so I have not called any tip lines. I have not done any of that. I'll look into it to see if I'm able to. But I'm doing what I can, making this video that I am going to throw together and hopefully be able to edit, because I've talked to my dogs a few times. I've done different things. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is important and something needs to be done. And maybe one person sees this video who is able to do something, who is, connected with somebody who's able to do something. I don't know. Maybe it does nothing, but at least I've done something, and I can sleep better at night knowing that I've spoken out about this, because there's a little girl who is in danger. She is in danger. She is being taken advantage of by so many people in her life, and nobody is helping her. And that's not okay. It's not okay, and something needs to be done.
Control any part of it, but you know what I can control? There's certain things within my control. You know what one of them is? Using this platform to demand accountability, to demand investigations into this, for action to be taken to help not only Nova, but any and all children in this situation, to let authorities know that this might be business as usual in the culture to a certain ilk of degenerated criminal or buffoon, innocent until proven guilty. But it is not acceptable in our society. Children should enjoy their inalienable right to a childhood free from abuse of this kind.
Yeah.
It should not depend on the color of their skin. It should not depend on their area code. It should not depend on their zip code. And it should not depend on the poor choices of their parents. This is not new. This is not new, Hoover criminal gang. This is not new. Child abuse like this has been going on for decades, right there in that very spot. With all due respect, I've seen what President Trump can do when he wants to put the full force of the standing guard that we have in this country to work over the past few weeks. I'll just leave it at that. In one way or another, I've at least been able to see that he can mobilize a law enforcement agency on a snap of a finger. So I'm asking everyone who sees this video to do everything that you possibly can within your peaceful power to shed light on Nova's life and death situation and to shed light on this horrific human rights abuses that are going on up and down Figueroa.
Yeah.
These are civil rights abuses. These are civil rights abuses against children of extremely vulnerable people themselves, children of addicts themselves. These are kids getting addicted to substances, kids getting offered 60 freaking dollars, kids getting offered 60 freaking dollars for a painful and humiliating act. I don't guess we could change everything everywhere, but I bet you they could hone in on Figueroa Corridor.
Right.
It's been going on for decades. This is right there in Los Angeles, California, and it's being now published on multiple platforms which have millions of subscribers. Time's up.
Yep.
So
do something. If you
are a social media content creator, even if you don't normally talk about things like this, I would ask you please to consider picking up one portion of this story and shedding light on it. I believe this is a life and death situation, and I believe that we might have a responsibility to use the platforms that we have been afforded and given and earned. But it still is a blessing and an opportunity to have a platform, and I think that we could consider using it in a way to shed light on this situation. If you don't have a social media platform, if you don't have a large audience, fine. Call the tip lines. I'm going to get into some of the ones that I called. I'm going to read to y'all some of the things I wrote as an example in just a little bit, in just a moment. This is the call to action portion of the video. If you're a content creator, you don't like me, don't even mention me. I don't care. If you do like me, use my videos. I will not copyright strike. Use the videos, react to the videos. You can react to my video. You can react to the whole series. React to the whole series. I react to a video every day. I'll share the videos of you reacting to the videos. Just
again. So sorry, BJ. There we go. Maybe I will react to more of her videos on Nova. Maybe more of the soft white underbelly, because I think that, in my opinion, Mark Laita is a creep. I think he's gross. I think he takes advantage of people. I don't think that he's really done anything good for anyone ever. And don't even try to bring up the Whitakers. No, he did not help those people. So maybe let's see. We'll see how editing this video goes.
To get the word out. I don't know what else to do. And finally, of course, there's reporting stuff to the tip lines yourself. If you see something, say something. I know that we are used to authorities not doing anything. I know that we're used to corruption running amok, but like, I just decided today that like we should maybe do something about this. So let's like actually get something done about this. What can be done? I don't know. I didn't know that, Donald Trump could snap his fingers and have a whole standing army in a city in tomorrow's time. So who knows what's possible if we make the right people aware?
Right.
Who knows what's possible?
Right.
Contact your favorite or least favorite, I don't care, social media commentators, content creators. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. It's time.
Yep.
We have watched collectively Nova go from a 13-year-old with either 0 or maybe 1 tattoo to a 15-year-old with full, body covered. The green hair, she's sucking gas out of balloons, y'all.
Ugh.
$60 for a painful, degenerating sex act. And guess what? Tanea got 6 freaking kids. There's other kids. I don't want to even talk about one of the YouTube shorts that I saw of Nova with her little sister. And they're fully clothed. It's not nothing, but it was so demented and just dark and suggestive.
There's
and
6
again,
kids.
I cannot even blame Nova because she is still a child. Who is responsible for her, should be in some way held responsible for this. I know kids run away. I know there's good parents out here who are trying their best for their kid, but I'm not talking about those people.
No.
I'm talking about this situation and the situation we all
This little
watched go
girl.
down. We all watched Tania go over and over publicly to talk about her daughter. We watched Tania over the past almost 2 years,
Tania, who gave consent for that interview of her 13-year-old daughter in a see-through top being published to a channel with millions of subscribers. It's not okay.
Deliberately make her daughter become famous. And now this famous child institute needs our help more than ever. Please, nobody try to contact Nova.
No, don't contact Nova.
Absolutely not. In any way what I am suggesting. And I would absolutely discourage and prohibit. You know, I can't tell somebody what to do, but don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do it. Okay, so that's the end of the call to action portion.
So that's where I'm going to stop this too. Please, if you can say something, do say something. Report this. Tell people about it. Talk to your favorite content creators and tell them to make a video about this. We need as many people as possible to talk about this because she's in danger. And this truly is a life or death situation. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time and attention to this. Please talk to your favorite content creators, have them talk about at least one portion of this story, and let's help Nova be safe. And please go check out BJ at That Surprise Witness or BJ Investigates. She has a lot of really good videos on a lot of different topics, and they're really informative and they are really important, I think, to pay attention to, because the people in power are hiding things and they don't want to do things about certain things. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, thank you.